here. Might as well do a walkthrough. This is one of Portland's oldest cemeteries. A lot of the people that I discuss in my Historic Murders of Portland series are buried here. I can't remember exactly which ones or where exactly they were buried, so I can't bring you to their grave sites. But I know towards the way down here, towards the south, it'd be the southwest edge, there's kind of an open field space, and that's where a lot of people of Chinese ancestry, Chinese immigrants in the area, were buried. And a few years back they wanted, this may still be in the works, they want to make it, they want to do something with the land because it's kind of just this open space. I think they want to make it into like a memorial garden for those people. And maybe they've done more, but I remember looking into it while I did that video here. And a couple years ago they were like, they want to go through with this, but they're not sure if they can, because they weren't even sure if they'd actually gotten all of the all those Chinese immigrants that they buried there. They weren't even 100% certain they'd gotten all the bodies out of there yet. So I don't know how that's progressing. All I know is it's bugging me to, you know, it's getting to a point where I have like, you know, 2, 3, 4 days where it's not really bugging me too much. And in all fairness, this was bugging me before I got up, and now I'm exerting myself, so of course it's gonna linger. I'm still able to talk though, you know, for more than just a couple minutes. But yeah, this is there's like a building over here that was damaged by fallen trees, I think a couple years ago when I came here, and I can see that it still looks like the roof is caved in. And here's this building that I was mentioning that, yeah, it's definitely still, it looks like it hasn't been repaired. It's such a cool building. It's got that very, you know, it's like knights go in there. It has a massive, I guess it's, I don't know if it's a crypt exactly or what. I always make sure to take a look at it. You can see it goes way up. It's almost its own little, it's very cathedral looking. And it's fenced off, probably for good reason. Yeah, I always love checking this out as I go by. This almost looks like it. I don't know. I could just be confusing it. I noticed there's actually signs that say do not enter falling objects. That's troubling. I mean, I'm guessing that means that just, this is maybe so old that just pieces are falling off of it. But yeah, like you can see there was like a face there, but like the front half is falling off, but you can see them on the back side. Like there's one right there. And I can't remember if it's like Maclay, maybe? All that's left of the name is ACL. I wonder if it's Maclay, like Lower Maclay Park. And then it says like Kirk or Kerr. It's probably Kerr. See how cool that is? So I'm wondering, because that's a pretty impressive structure in this area that's mostly just graves. It says Kerr on the door. I can only assume that is in reference to Peter Kerr, who I don't really know a whole lot about, but I know he's an influential guy, definitely had money, he owned a lot of property all over the place. Elk Rock Island, there's like a plaque to Peter Kerr, because I think maybe he owned that land. I can't remember exactly what the plaque said, but I know he owned land like northern Lake Oswego. He owned a lot of land. That's all I really know about the guy. But that's the only prominent Kerr that I know of, K-E-R-R. And it makes sense for someone that, you know, was a fairly influential guy, that, you know, it would make sense that he would have something that impressive. Even though whatever the name is that most of it's broken off of above the door is a different name. I've always just assumed Maclay, like Maclay Park, but I don't know. It's like ACL. So, Fackle, I don't know. There's 2 more things I want to see before I go. Obviously, again, you know, at some point I'll get that old video I took up. And yeah, way over here, there's a big all through here. This area is open field. That's where the Chinese immigrants lived, that they're hoping to turn into, again, like a memorial garden for them. It's right off that way. Oh, they put a fence around it. Good. Not that I'm too worried about people vandalizing it, but this thing is needed a lot of attention, and it still clearly has not gotten as much as it should. And here's the like firefighter section. But yeah, this has been falling apart. For the first time I ever came here in like maybe early 2016, I remember the roof falling. But there wasn't really, there might have been a fence around it, but it wasn't this impressive. I don't even think there was. I think I was able to walk right up to this. Oh, there's some graves right behind the fence. Butler tomb. Yes, they are trying to... blazers, trailblazers of the beer industry. So these were, I'm sure I don't step on any. So these were brewery guys. Yeah, see, this is where it's at its worst. It's right back here. Like, you can literally look up and see, like, the inside. But they say efforts are underway to restore it. So that's a positive. The daylight's scared out of you. Where is it? Oh, here it is. This still haunts my nightmares. I think these are the people that donated the land. But these faces, I don't know. Yeah, you know, I'm cool with him, but I'm assuming they're husband and wife. The husband looks like an okay fellow, but the wife looks like she probably killed a lot of the people that are buried here. There's actually a line of coins here. I wonder if the denominations have any prevalence, or the way they're organized have any prevalence, or some people have just been laying in here. This is, and I was wondering if maybe this was their actual gravestone, because it's right next to them. Like these, there's probably bodies buried under here. But yeah, I always love stopping and taking a look at the horrendously, oh yeah, okay, it is for them. So, Elizabeth and James Stevens, just like me. Died 1889, died 1887. Here we lie by consent after 57 years, 2 months and 2 days, journeying through life, awaiting nature's immutable laws to return us back to the elements of the universe of which we were first composed. So he was born in Virginia, and she was born in Flemingsburg, Kentucky. 1806, hey, he was born, his birthday is the day after mine, November 19th. Now, I'm really hoping, I swear there's at least one exit on this side, but I'm not seeing it down there. I'm not really seeing it. I don't want to have to walk all the way over there to just wrap around, because I want to start going like this way. I think the fence just moves back. I could always hop the fence. That wouldn't be disrespectful at all. I think I'm just going to have to go the long way. I always thought there was at least one exit here. I don't know. This is a pretty... They keep you enclosed. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to go back this way, because I realize there's some stuff I can pass by. Some repetitive. You know, I'm visiting some things I've visited before, but, you know, the amateur historian's had a rough 4 weeks. I can't be perfect all the time. Now I'm starting to, you know, right when I was going to just kind of give it a pass by, now I'm right by this field. There's a little bit of history posted here, but obviously they're still probably a little ways off from actually getting this project started. Block 14 at the Lone Fir Cemetery. Oh, First Oregon Hospital. Located between Southeast 9th and 12th. And Belmont and Hawthorne. Wow, that was a big complex, because Belmont and Hawthorne are like 6 blocks apart. It's like a 6 block by 3 block stretch. But yeah, here's the prominence of this particular spot, Block 14, which is what this one is. Oregon's early Chinese laborers and merchants. Thousands of people traveled by ship from southern China to the United States in the mid to late 1800s. Many performed the most arduous tasks of building the Pacific Northwest's infrastructure and economy, and were underpaid for their work. Yeah, damn right they were. Over 1,000 of these Chinese laborers and later Chinese families were buried here at Block 14, the historic Chinese section of Lone Fir. So this is pretty much all Block 14. 1,000 people, some 1,000 people buried in just this little area, which kind of suggests to me, you know, again, you know, obviously anybody who wasn't white, I mean, look where we're at in 2019 in terms of racism. You know, if you weren't white, which, you know, Portland has always been mostly white, you know, they were probably literally, you know, they dig a little something here, and, you know, if they had several bodies to get rid of, they probably threw a lot of them just into one hole and just buried them kind of one on top of each other. I don't know if historically that's what happened. I'm just saying, based on, you know, history, especially Portland history, their treatment of, you know, particularly Chinese immigrants in the area was not great. They solely blamed Chinese for the fires. 2 big fires that happened in the early 1870s that almost destroyed the whole city were all pretty much entirely blamed on Chinese workers in the area, even though in the end people are pretty certain that those fires were started by white people looking to create a bad reputation for the Chinese, and, you know, give the white people a reason to go after them, which happened. You know, it always does. I thought I could exit this way, and I can't. But yeah, as I was saying, a lot of Chinese immigrants living in the area were, you know, for a long time after those fires, were, you know, brutalized and harassed and so forth. You know, you think about 9/11 and our treatment of people from the Middle East after that. That was in 2001, 2002, you know, early 2000s. Why? What makes anybody think we'd be treating immigrants who we hold accountable for a certain event that happened, even though, again, you know, I don't think it was their fault. I think it was more planted on them. You know, why would, especially Portland at that time, these were just rugged frontiersmen. These were people that went out and worked like dogs and then drank themselves to death. I mean, what makes anybody think back in the 1870s of Portland that immigrants were going to be treated any better than they have been in the last 20 years? Thank you, Lone Fir. It was a pleasure making your acquaintance again. So I guess I wonder, okay, so 3:47 p.m. is when my pass expires. It is, oh jeez, it's 2:22 now. I have 85 minutes till my pass expires. So this is, I might be able to pull this off. My objective is to go a little bit further down and then start beelining north and hopefully catching the Green Line. Odds are I won't be able to hit up stores in Gateway and still have time left on my pass. If I was still, I mean, I came prepared. I brought an extra $250 in case I need to get another pass, but the whole thrill, the whole excitement of the adventure is to see how much I can get done within the process of getting a 2-hour pass. It's almost a critique on TriMet, how it's ridiculous that a day pass is $5. A pass that works for 24 hours roughly is $5, but then $250, half that much, only gets you 2.5 hours. It should at least get you like 5 hours. I mean, come on. I know you're trying to make money, but come on. So here's the view of Block 14. This is where I came to before everybody had to turn around, but there's a plaque here dedicated to the memory of David S. Stearns, patriot, citizen friend who donated this entrance. So was this like the original entrance? Because you've got this here, obviously there's a fence here. wondering if this is like the original entrance. This building, see how this building used to not be here. This may have been the main entrance to the place. I don't know.